art. All kinds of it. I'm just looking at something. Alright. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do some Lego. So we're going to do Lego, and then I'm going to do some watercolor. I've seen this watercolor. Then we're going to do some watercoloring with a pen. And then I'm going to show you how to make some scrapbook paper that you might want. Got stuff to play with. So that's it. You want to do the scrapbook paper thing with me, you're going to need book pages or lots of scraps. Otherwise. And I'm not the creator of the watercolor exercise. That would be Rebel Unicorn. That's where I got that from. So you could go check out her out if you want to do it. I don't. I just thought it was cool. So I thought I'd try it, see what it looks like. What you doing there, Mr. Jeff? How's your day? An odd day today. Okay. We're gonna start this. We're gonna paint. We're gonna color some more of the hair stuff, and then with the pins I got. Some of them. Okay. So I found the part that I needed to complete. I'd go through quite a few things, but I found it, so that worked out. I feel like maybe it just showed. No, I got this one too, but it wasn't this one that needed it. Needed a different. If there's any more missing, I'm gonna be really irritated with this guy. This build.
Liftoff of Mission 41B, the first flight of the Earthly Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower. Every core computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Okay. Got some more of my garage done, so now not all 3 pages are clean, but I got more of it clean. So it'll be eventually out there. Streaming art out there. Might play some Power World after this. We'll see how I feel about it and how long it takes me to do art. Or Brotato. Y'all know how much I like the Brotato. Keep trying to beat more and more of them. Mostly art today, I think. You played Planet Crafter today. Cool. Like I said, it's on Xbox. I can always go there too. It's free. I can play it there. I can play too. I can play it, see if I like it better with the controller. Don't know if I would or wouldn't. Some games I love better with a controller. There are a few games that I'm alright with the but I just not part of the master race. It's not good. That way. Yeah. I'm telling you. Did you start completely over T minus mode on Prime? Hey, if there's any more missing in this part, I'm just gonna say I'm done. Because now I'm not finding another one. Maybe smaller than it looks like. Yep, it is. It's like much smaller than I thought it was. Building wise, this one's pretty easy to build. It's just the parts. Don't wanna. Parts of it don't wanna be there. I would like to put together one, you know, on a Coca-Cola. Oh, that's the water one. Ooh. Everybody says, oh, it's hard. How's that working for you? That is the water one, right? I want to play that one. Maybe I'll do that on the Xbox. That would be fun. Die. And I'll look at it and say, CCC. That'd be fun. I sent a message out to Shanda to see if she wants to do a collab this Friday. If she does, I won't be doing Final Fantasy. I might do it on Saturday. We'll see. I wanted to get back to 11. I like 11. So. Next Tuesday, I'm supposed to go to the lake, so I probably won't play anything during that Tuesday. Possibly that Wednesday, though, I will play something. So right now, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Not really sure what I'm doing on Saturday, except working on my garage, of course. Well, Saturday morning, I'm taking my sister out on a twice-a-month thing. But other than that, I don't know what I'm doing as far as streaming goes. You farty? Don't want to use farty smell. So yes, I'm taking my sister out Saturday morning, and then I'll be back in the afternoon. So I'll probably stream. I might do. I need to do some in my garage. I'm trying to do a T-minus mom thing. I do one thing at a time. So today I sorted some of my paper. I got my I have to water. I feed the dogs. Tomorrow I have to take dogs to the dog park. Water the garden again. buy more dog food. We keep the dogs out too, so at this point I wish I had somebody to do a cow. Hi Kiwi boy, what's up? Thanks for stopping by. You know what? You're now the oldest person in my, not oldest like old, but you're my oldest mod who's in here all the time. I gotta make you something, send you something. It's cool. Summertime, I rarely get people to come and hang out all the time. It is cool that you are the old. You've been here longer than Roger has. And he doesn't really watch me a lot. Now he'll come in and say, that's not true. But it is true. Because he's watching him. He's usually watching him more than me. But I don't know what it is. Probably on camp's more fun than I would for me. I know, bugs. Shh, don't tell anyone. But just not really how you look at love. People don't have to. Oh, missing something. What are those? The blue one, those here. Oops. This one is. But my children are watching me either, so you know, hey. My daughter's working. She can't really watch me. She don't watch me anymore. She's not old. It's because I'm boring. Or they're busy. Boring and busy for your content. Oh, you didn't know that? Yep, you are the last man standing is Philly Boy, man. And then the next person who's regularly here or has been in the past is Cuz Walt, but he also jumps around a lot. Actually, then it's Long Roger, and then Cuz Walt. And then now 2 minus more. A lot of people who used to watch me when I streamed in the morning were in England and Europe. And because I now don't stream, I'm more in the evening time because I'm doing stuff in the morning, so it's easier for me. They don't get to watch me. They watch me after. So I probably get people, it depends on the game, but I will get up to 30 views on a thing. I haven't lately, and sometimes like that. And when you play the same games over and over, a lot of people get tired of watching the same games over and over. So it comes and it goes. Okay, well that's not all of it. At least this one. And at least this one. This one. Oh, I make another one. I see. I'm getting there. I figured it out. Okay, so put these two together then. That one. The windows kind of put down with that. It's like No Man's Sky. If I play a lot of No Man's Sky, right, there are people who really like No Man's Sky that sub to me, and so they will show up out of the woodwork to watch me. Usually as a video though, not as a. And then a lot of people you start out with, as we were like Mary Lizzie and I can't think of a couple. KJ Gaming. KJ Gaming just blew up all over the place on YouTube. And they have become very successful, and so they're not going to watch me stream, because they probably don't watch anybody stream. I didn't become very successful. Sad but true. Oh, I said that. Oops. Yeah, I have to look up. They want everybody who has played when I try to do that. That is true about Hello Games, but I mean, that's a lot of people. He's coming back. Yeah, it's not cooler today than it has been. A lot of people who stop streaming will always come and watch somebody play. And that's like interestingly enough. Kind of like how Cobra will no, don't do that. Ah, you bastard. Of course. Now I gotta figure out how that was supposed to. It's not sitting right here. This one's not sitting on that right. It's supposed to probably. Still not really on there. And we've talked about this before in the past. Is that I've had people ask me, well, why aren't you more popular? Who knows? I mean, I've done everything right that you're supposed to do to be more popular. This one's still high. It's still not sitting on the right. Nope, you can hear it pop, but it's not on there. And then when I started my channel, I had an idea that it could be my job, and then when I realized that I had too many problems with my fibromyalgia for it to be a job, and then realized that I can't really make money, because if I make any money, I have to keep making money, and if I get sick, then I'm screwed. So I pretty much have to stay on my SSI, and the way it goes, so I can't really make any money. Because the world isn't about getting rich. If you're poor, you have to stay poor. Because you're only allowed to save so much money, and then you have to get rid of it. Because they made me spend my retirement, which wasn't a whole lot, but I had to spend it, so. This one. This one. That one. It don't really matter if you've worked a lot in life. It's not how that looks. Even if I do, you're realizing through another way of seeing. Yeah, Well, I mean, then that's when I had to readdress it. I took some time off when we were homeless, and thought about. I made a lot of TikToks and thought about what did I want to do, and really, I think I just like sharing myself to the world so that you know you're not invisible. You know, like there's so many people who've done such great things with social media and the internet and stuff like that. That it would be grand if that was in my that was something that was meant for me to do, but I don't know that it ever was. I think I was just meant to be a good mom. Be nice at supporting. So that's what I do. I try to do best. I try to support my daughter as my son. I think that if we look at our lives, for me, if I look back on my life and I think, what would I have done differently? I would have gone. I know a lot of people say, oh, when they were this age, it would have been. I would still want my children, so I don't know that I could go back very far. I think I would have to say that I'd want to stay where I was at, even though it was a struggle, because I really enjoyed my children. I enjoyed having them, and spending time with them, and exploring the world with them. I really like that. So that being said, then I don't know that I can go back at any particular time and say I wish I knew this better, because I think I would have made different choices. So I used to think before I had my kids, before I had my daughter first, I had my daughter later than most people have. I was 27 when I had her. I was actually 26 when I had her because our birthdays are a couple of days apart. But I was like in a really rough spot with my mental health. So I didn't understand a lot of stuff that I understood better the second time when I had my kid. And it would have been nice to have a better grasp on what was going on to me inside my head. I think that would be the one thing. But I've always apologized to my daughter about explaining to her I wish that, I could have seen things differently. Because I always had hope that my children would not have had the traumatic life that I had. And I have to say that I probably failed at that. They probably still because of the people I picked in my life. And even though I thought that I was being more realistic than my parents were, the only thing I was better at was communication. I was very good at being able to communicate to my kids exactly what was going on in life. I was always very open with my children, telling them, I suffer from depression. This may be, when they were old enough to understand that this may be. I remember once my daughter, I think she was probably about 5 or 6, and asked me, why sometimes it was hard for me to do things, and I said, because I suffer from, bad memories, and my life is just a little more hard to manage sometimes. Okay, well, so it's hard to see. My son is being put on a weight loss program. We'll see how that works for his diabetes, and he's still having problems with his growth hormone, which is really important. It's really needed for a lot of stuff to keep him healthy in his old age. So a little bit of worry there, but nothing I can do about it. So it is what it is. Doesn't mean I don't worry, but. This way and this way, and this one goes this way. And then that goes on top of this one. that one. Look at that one. This one's going right here. Like that. And then this one's going on top of this. There too. Oh, that makes better sense. And then this one. Now on here. Yeah, how's that? So we have these two here. I think they're this two. So there's that. This one is going. This one is. What's going under here? I don't know. It would have been easier to attach it before I attached all that else to it. I feel like it would have, but now it's the other ones. It's very easy. That goes right there. That one didn't go in easy. That's it. These are extra. Okay, so that was bag 2. Bag 3 is if you want started. Or if we just want to go into the music. I feel like bag 3 is going to be really intensive. I guess I could start it and go for a half an hour. So I like to do an hour of Legos, Lego, Lego, Lego. So we'll do it. And then we'll. So I was thinking, Haley Boy, I seen on my Xbox the Planet Crafter. I can play it on cloud gaming through my new. I got the Ultimate Xbox package. That's what I asked. That's a gift from Roger, and he said okay. It's not that. It wasn't as pricey as it was when it originally came out. And so Planet Crafter's on there. I want to see how it would be on a controller. I'm thinking tonight I might play it. Get away from power. Really addicted to my Power World. On the other hand, I might want to play Power World. I don't know what I want. That's not that. Not on there very tight. That looks good. Yeah, I know for a fact I do not have one. So if there's not one here, I know I worry about it. It's not like I worry about all the time, but I do. But it's so hard. Oh, it's not. Oh. Okay, I'm very confused. Oh, I see. Okay, no, I got it. I was like, how does that work? It works because it has a lift up, and I didn't. You know, looking at the thing, you're like, oh, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. But, you know, when you watch somebody for so long, after a while, what is there to talk about? I mean, nothing in my life is new. The new Star Wars racing game looks good. Yeah, I haven't heard about that one. You should share it in share the new part of my Discord. That's where all games should be shared. If you got new games you want to share, you want to talk about. That one. So I think it's this something. Kirby, and then two little pie guys. But I do think that if I was like, if I could be promised I could have my kids, you know, as my kids are, then I would like to go back to when I was in high school. And I would love to be able to go to UCLA like I applied to become an animation director. I think that's what I would like to do if I could. If I could do it, I would want to do it. Maybe in my next life. So in my next life, I want to be a Navy SEAL. I want to be able to go underwater and not be afraid, and I want to jump out of airplanes. I'm going to get lots of tattoos, so I'm going to try to get tattoos with my dog. Ride motorcycles. All the things that I was afraid of in life, I want to do on my next life or reincarnation. I'm going to take this over. Have fun looking. This one's going up here. It's not right. It's not right. There it is. It's a tilter. It's a whirly twirly tilter. Go on roller coasters that go upside down. There's a lot of things I'm afraid of. But would love to do learn how to ride horses better. Do more hiking by myself. I used to hike a lot by myself, and then after my daughter was born, my anxiety levels went way off the roof. I was more afraid of being in crowds, well, not crowds of people, but by myself, like in a real tattoo, yeah, because we're going to design it, and we're going to go and have, each one of us is going to get one done. I have an idea what it's going to be. It's going to say, mine's going to say Crow Mama on it. And then I'm going to it's either going to be a skull that I draw or a crow that I draw, with one feather, and each of the feathers have a different color. Well, one feather. So like my feather will be a color, my daughter's feather will be a color, and then my other daughter's will be a color. That's one of my things to try to do, is not be so afraid of things. I mean, if I can get my ears pierced, I've had my ears pierced quite a few times because I have problems with jewelry and stuff. I am a heavy bleeder, so that's a problem for her. But we'll see. She has a tattoo artist that I know too. Sit down and talk to her about it and take in my pictures and see where it goes. But she'd do it her way. I just want it to be just my idea. But we'll see. Maybe that's where I'll spend all my money in the next couple. I was teaching my daughter. Maybe that's where I'll spend my money in the next couple of years. Just having my old age. My wrinkly skin. Let's see, what else would I want to do if I was? I think I would like not to be so fearful of other people's opinions, and not to be so much of a people pleaser in my youth. I think that caused me a lot of stress in my life. Because I was bullied, I would do what people would ask of me to try to get them to stop hurting me. So then I got sneaky and maliciously mean for a while in my life because I couldn't really figure out a way to have good sense of self when everybody was telling me I was a horrific person. So I thought, well, I'll just be a horrific person. That'll fix them all. Wah ha ha ha. I'll just be what you say I am. Because I always like that thing when they say, if you could go back in time and tell your younger self something, what would you say to your younger self? And I think that for me, it would be just love thyself and don't listen to your parents. That's what I did, would be my thing. Don't listen to our parents. So I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with it. I mean, my mom is a nice person. All growing up, everybody loved my mom. They didn't quite understand me. And I get it, it would probably be really hard to understand me. Oh, God. Yeah. I think that's what I would like. I'd like to bicycle across the United States. That was always one of my dreams. I wanted to bicycle across the United States. When my children were old enough, I wanted to do that. I wanted to do it since I was young, but I really wanted to do it after my children got to a certain age. Or walk across the United States. That would be fun too, you know, have a backpack and go through the, like, up along the Pacific Crest Trail all the way, go from Mexico to Canada that way, and then hiked up along through from Astoria to parts where Lewis and Clark started. I can't remember, Illinois, I think it is. And then from there down into some of the trails that take you to the Appalachian Mountain trails. I always wanted to do that as well. I know, crazy, huh? Crazy. But I did. Those were my dreams of things to do in my life. And so that's why I was always working so hard to try to get my own house. I was always working hard to try, but I don't have like really bad luck, but I don't have really good luck either. I just have kind of neutral everyday stuff, and it's always really hard to get people to connect with me. So it was really hard for me to get a house. Didn't have capital, of course, so I decided to go to the rent-to-own way, and that was a mistake. I will never do that again unless a bank is involved. Never. I think also I'd like to go back in time and tell my family exactly what I thought of the way they treated me. And then just when they disown me, just say, okay, I'm out of here, goodbye. All these weird little funky pieces here that are kind of bizarre. But it doesn't look like it in the picture. It looks like this one goes here. That one goes there. And then this one goes here. And then I think this one goes here. Yeah. I think it's bizarre, but I think that's how it goes. It's very weird. The picture is just four of these guys. But it would be better to have been disowned and learn to struggle on my own, which I did anyway, than to have people who are constantly making me feel like something I was doing was wrong no matter what. I think I shouldn't have struggled so hard for it. I struggle with that now. I struggle to get Roger's approval. I struggle to get my children's approval. The only person I don't struggle to get approval from is my therapist. And it's like, really, I ignore her sometimes, which is not fair to people. I struggle with these things, and I think that it would have been nice not to have struggled. So that's this part. I didn't do that part. We connected that part. I didn't know we connected it. I guess we did. Did that work? Okay. Get along. This one's good. I get it. We all want to be, loved. We all want to have people that approve of us. We all want to have people that want to protect us. We want all those things. Then you struggle so long to do it yourself. After a while, when somebody wants to give it to you, you're like, I don't think so. Hey. This one goes right here. There we go. Ooh. So this one, for the most part, okay. But we'll see how it gets further along. It gets close, but I might be speaking before I show that. I'm not seeing what we're building though yet. I don't know if you guys do, but I don't see it yet. Metal? Oh, I don't have that kind of a point. There we go. Okay. Who the telephone guys? Remember? Hello, hello. I haven't been having problems with fatigue though. I really wish that would stop. You see the doctor this week, so. See, I'm gonna have him go ahead and put me on a blood pressure medicine with you. I do think though, since I had toxemia with both my children, but it was most severe with my son. And then my blood pressure was like off the charts. Like they were worried about me when I was pregnant with him. So I had to go in early, a month early, and have them put the steroids into him so his lungs would be developed. So when he came out, they wouldn't have to, they thought they were going to have to put him in a little peen. But he was a good enough weight that it wasn't an issue, and he was able to breathe on his own. I don't know that sentence made sense. Let me read it to you, dear boy. I just had a thought about how the dogs, how they support the taste and the smell of onions in all the states. Was dogs the word you wanted? Did you mean hot dogs? So I'm not sure how they support the taste and the smell of onions in all the states. Are you talking about hot dogs? Because that would make sense. But I do get, I run on high, mild hypertension for a very long time because when my heart rate's normal, I'm very tired. I'm thinking that's what's going on because of the toxins that I have. Okay, so now this goes over here. This one, like this, right here. No, go on this. Oh. That's good. Okay, that was this part right there. Still not seeing it. No, but you like the hot dogs with this inside. Okay, well, the thought that you wrote didn't make a whole lot of sense, so I'm not sure what you were trying to express. I know that you think in French, and that's hard to translate in English, so I get that, but I mean, I don't know that dogs support the taste and smell of onions, like all onions. I get that, the smell of onions in all its states, so I'm sure you're talking about the smell of onions, whether they're cooked or boiled or that's cooked, or raw, or frozen, that dogs, but I don't know, how do they support the taste? I don't know a dog, I haven't met a dog that likes onions. I have met dogs that like taste of foods that have onions in it. But whenever onion drops on the floor, cooked or otherwise, my dogs avoid it. So Hex likes bananas. My other dogs like watermelon. I think Hex likes watermelon too, but I had a cat that liked grape jelly. She every time we had jelly, it was great. She was like all for that. Great. Yes, it is. It feels like it's gonna break. I feel like that should have been put on before you put it on the thing. Which always is a good thing that these tend to go on much easier than other ones. But I don't have to push on as hard. That is a problem. When you've got them all attached weirdly like this. I don't want that. If you push on them, everything breaks. It's kind of a problem, right? See now, that's not going. Oh, I see what it is. That can't be wrong. Okay, so that is fine. I mean, I'm sure there's a dog out there that likes the taste of onions. Probably bears like those onions. Looks like an airplane. Okay, there you go. Remember it. Your ex-girlfriend's mom was trying to pick me to. Oh yeah, I make so I make 40 foods. But we were working him into a raw food diet, so he is now pretty much, but they can't eat raw vegetables, and well, they can, but not all of them. So like spinach, because you want some iron in there. He can't eat the spinach raw. It has to be flash boiled, and he can't eat. Shouldn't eat apples raw. He can, but it's, it's cooking it is easier on him. And then he shouldn't. Sweet potatoes have to be cooked. So there's all these things. Where did I just put that? Oh, here it is. Okay, so here's our watercolor. We're gonna do our watercolor. Put some blue lights where I put that water. Water. I don't know. So I want you guys to know that I do this thing called name pictures. And if you want me to submit your name, I can make one. I made one. I didn't finish it because but I can make name pictures. This is what these look like. This is a name picture. So here's my name, right? I've showed this before. And then I just make mixed media images that go with the name. These has to go out to the garage. So my garage area. So now I put this side. Do I want to make it with the regular colors? That's how they did it. Or do I want to make it with this? Or I just make these colors. That one. Here, red. Yellow. Blue. Red, yellow, and blue. I think that's black. Blue. Alright, we need a fluffy brush. So I have a yellow. Most magenta, not really red. I want a red. I don't think I have one. I think that was the issue. I didn't have an actual red. I had magenta, which is in the rainbow, but not a red. I wanted the red that's on the color wheel. Blah, 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 blah. What do I have in that? That red. I guess we could do that red. That's a purple too. I don't think I have a set from.
Can I see you?
Hey,
You're
love.
gonna need shoes. We're going.
Okay, so we could do red here. Red, yellow, blue. Or I could do a pretend red, pretend yellow, and a pretend blue, which is metallic. I'm going to try it that way. It's not really what she says, but you know. What fun is it if we don't try something new every once in a while, right? Something other than what I probably... So here's the reality. You probably should do it the way they suggest first, but I never do, so we're just gonna do that. Alright. Here's that. Because I struggle with my colors and the watercolor. What's going on? So that's one, two. And I'm doing it differently. So. And doesn't really matter anymore because it's a. I want to do it differently on my paper and how she did it because I like. How do you make it yours? So I don't know if it's going to turn out. So if you go and look at the original post, it might get too blobby because I'm using too many. Okay, well, let's try that. I don't know if it's gonna work. Be free. Rice and carrots are good for it. Carrots. My dad doesn't like carrots. I tried. They're like, I'm gonna try this one. This one. And the only reason they suggest the watercolor pencils was so you didn't see the lines afterwards. I personally don't have a problem with lines. Supposedly some people have problems with lines. But yeah, we just figured out today, because he's completely on raw food now, except for his veggies. So he made, for him I use, it's about 1 pound of raw meat and in a broth, which I'm going to be changing the broth up, because I was using a beef liver, freeze-dried beef liver, but I'm going to change that. I'm going to use fresh liver. I'm just going to make a broth with eggs and stuff. She said turn it around so we can see the blurs of color going together. I don't know if I'm going to keep the same pattern. So you could do this, just use your primary colors. I'm wondering if you could use other colors as well. I'm thinking you probably could if you wanted to. Well, maybe I'll put it on. But this was the activity I wanted to try. See how I like it. Now maybe these colors don't work so well because they don't really mix because they're metallic. So maybe that's, so I am getting a little bit of it. I don't have problems with lines showing up. I think it's kind of cool. And I know what I could use this for already, so it's not going to be an issue for me. They are muddy colors, I would admit. Let's try another red there. And then, yeah. That's a pretty blue. A yellow is really on this one. And I'm gonna make it dirtier now. That's orange. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, normally if you're gonna do it, you should do it over here. I'm gonna get a really green yellow, which is fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. I guess I could use this one. So we could have plenty of water. A little bit. There's an orange in there, so it's gonna make that yellow really dirty. Green yellow, so it's gonna come out. That's alright, I cleaned it up a little bit. Let's try it red here. Let's put my hands in my washing now. Let's see. This is where you get spray. I mean, that was the spray thing would work really well with this. I don't know if I like that red as much. I think because it's dirty, that's why. I don't think they're wet. The blobbies are as wet as should be either. What's that? It's wet enough. So let's try water. Water and watercolor is kind of a problem for me. Oh, I am not really good. Hey, Roger, can I ask you for a favor?
What's up, my love?
Can you go dump this and get me some fresh water?
Ah, more water. Okay.
Thank you. The best thing for this, if you use a lot of water, this is my opinion, is if you got, if you had 3 separate ones. So then you could just put, there's nothing wrong with that, we can just put the blues in
Here
there.
you go, my love.
Careful. Just get wet. So yes, a spray with rubber works better at this point. Oh, got red in it. So that is the idea. We go around and we paint that. I'm gonna let it dry. I think and come back in. I got one other step I want to try first. It's not a hot that, remember? I'll tell him when he comes back in. Hey. Hey, cuz well, thanks for the look. Have a good one. Have a good look. Hope you're doing something fun. How you looking? Okay, so here's another metallic. Let's try these. We want red just down here. That's a really light metallic, if I remember right. I was seeing you can mix other colors with this. Hang on. Because if you have a lot of water too, it washes out the color. Okay, but it does have a nice shimmer to it. Let's try this gold down here. No, actual yellow. You can see the shimmer in it as the metallic stuff mixes. So that's kind of cool. Blue. Sometimes what I'll do too is I'll use just a mixing brush. So remember that you can use it. If you like the spirals, yeah. Kind of cool. More of an aqua color. I wonder if this was a true blue down here, or if that's silver. Or is that a green? I have a green. Oh, this one. That blue green. That's a more aqua color, I think. Guess I'm getting my clean water dirty. Then you could also just paint the watercolor. Yeah. Ah, kind of fun. Hey, that you can take a picture that somebody shows you how to do something, and then you can do other things with it. There's no problem in that. Whether it turns out the way you want it to or not, doesn't really matter. Because that's the exploration. It could also be this. Because I always ask myself, what happens when you do this? Will I have the same? Will it have the same event? It won't be uniform, of course, when you play around like I do. You'll just end up with all kinds of crazy shit. Which I love crazy. I like doing this because to me this is fun. Because I got darker there. Play. I do like the shimmers though. I don't know if you guys like them. Then you could just go back to the pencils you have. Play around with it. Anyway, alright, so that was our watercolor thing today. Whenever I find one I really like, I always try it. experiment with it and see what else we could do with it. I have a thing I'm going to do with this. So I'm overly worried about how it's turning out. I do need to get some red in the tubes, I think. I like the contrast to it. And since there was no, this is one of those process things. It's not the end result that's important. It's the process. And in fact, what I could do here is I could now, because I'm working on my colors here, remember? Where's my colors? Oh, right here. So I was working on my colors things here. I could go and do, these are the greens. Oh, you see that? It's like a dark green, right? Yeah, it's a dark green. So let's put it over here. Okay, and then we have this one. And I just thought this the other day that I could do this. That shows these are on the same thing. So here's another. And when you put these together, you get, when you put colors next to each other, you get a better sense of the colors sometimes. So I figured this would be a good way to do this on this. And then I can use the plate. All right, so we only have this one. That is a, ooh, that's a light. It's like a light mint. I'm going to say icy mint. That has more yellow in it. So I'm going to go with it. So I want to see what makes that color. I want to see what it looks like. This one. That's interesting too. So this is like doodling with colors. I always like doing doodles with colors. Kind of one of my favorite things to do when I have time to just color. I don't always have time to just color. Another green. That's a lot of green. I think green is one of the ones you get a lot of. Another cell, different, or similar, but not quite. So complementary colors are the colors that are next to the primary color. Not the secondaries per se. They're the colors that are called complementary because they go together with color. So yellow and green and blue and green are complementary colors. With yellow, it's going to be yellow, orange, yellow, green. With blue, it's going to be green, purple. And then with red, it's going to be red, purple, and orange. And those are called the complementary colors. So I'm doing a complementary color thing right here. I mean, all red screens, of course. And there's a blue. See, so here's yellow, right? Blue's in there too, but blue isn't. These two are the primary that make green. The two primaries that make. It would be orange. So when I get the orange, I'll bring the orange out. The orange out. contrasting colors are the colors on the opposite side of the color wheel. So that's, I did my tie-dye in contrasting colors. So that's purple. Really what it is one primary and then two primaries together. So if it's yellow, the two primaries that are left are red and blue. So red and blue make purple, so yellow and purple are contrasting colors. If it's red, then the contrasting colors is going to be blue and yellow, green. Easiest way to do it. This one. Now we got another yellow thing. Wow. I know I said we were going to do the carrots, but I don't know if we're going to do. And some colors make people, they don't like to look at them together. Like, I know that a lot of people don't like purple and yellow together. Because they are contrasting, they're not very, they're colors that pop out. They're not colors that are soothing. Blue and orange. You know. And then you have the neutral colors, which are white and black, which will help you. Also, some one's a little darker, I think. There's so many ways to play with color. So many ways. Are we sick of green yet? There's a ton of it. It would be fine if there was a ton of the other colors. But, one of my favorite ones to do since I was a kid, well, there's two. I like when you make the squiggles on the paper and then you color those in. I've done a lot of those with you guys. But another one I like is where you do this. I'll show you. So you just start with a shape. We'll start with this one. Or maybe this one. We'll start with this one. So and we're going to outline it. Like that. Then we're going to do another color. And do the same colors, you know. You want same shades, which would be at the moment we're doing greens for it. That's a great thing. But then you're going to go in and trace these ones. When I trace that one, now you go in on another color. You might shade it in because those are really small. I feel like there's a repeat color. This one is very similar to that one, but lighter. You do that. I like doing that. It's one of my favorite, very relaxing colors. I don't really color in color books a lot. I do with you guys because I'm doing stuff with them, like scrapbooking stuff, but for the most part, I used to color a lot. And then I started drawing my own colors, and it's like, oh, this is in the middle of metallic. Chill out. I have problems with negative space. I like things where everything is taken up. Oh, it's soothing to my eyes. Negative space is fine. I know how to do it. I do a lot of stuff with it. But my favorite is to bunch as many colors in. That's why this little body thing is always intriguing. Probably why I like mixed media, especially collage mixed media, because I'm using so many different things to create this image. And I just love it. I love it. Oh my God. Okay. All right, we're getting into yellow green here, so I think this is going to be yellow. Let's see. I feel like if you put it next to a yellow, it's more yellow. So it might have a green pass to it. But the contrast color to yellow is purple, of course, which we don't really have. We have not a lot of purple going on. So let's go up here. Can't really see it. It's fine. It's very light color. I think it's a fluorescent color, actually. I don't. This one looks more green to me than yellow. So we're going to put it back up here on green. We'll see what happens. Yeah. See, I'm seeing more green. It is yellow, but it's like more green. So I'm going to. So I know it goes for that one. Very light. Very light, very light. I mean, it probably could go with a yellow. Let's put it right next to it. But see, when you put it next to yellow, I don't know if you can see that. It looks more green to me. More green. Okay. Now we're going into a really dark color. I'm gonna say it's a green. We'll see. Yep, it's that green. Why does your painting have so much green in it? Oh, that's the pins, man. Look at all those green. This would make a great leaf colors. That makes great leaf contrasting colors. Down to this last green. There's no green in there though. This was the greens I picked out. Yep, that's a green. Now these paints, because they're acrylic, do alright on watercolor. There's some pins you could have that probably wouldn't do as well. Like a whole. Okay, we'll put these in here now. We can find out what's paint. I'm going to try them on and go back to and use the red from the more green. I think these two are the last one. Green is your favorite color. That is almost a yellow. Green. I'm pretty sure it's the lightest of the mints that they have. Very see. Very almost a white. Which would be very contrasting with your darker colors, of course. This is also very light. More yellow. That's way more yellow. Yellow green, but it's definitely green. Next to that, it makes it look yellow, but it's green. In here, you can see the green to it. Interesting. Okay, so then we have this one, which is another, looks like another mint. I can barely see that. That is even lighter than the other mints. I don't know how you keep, that's more blue light though. That is a very blue green. A blue mint there. Or this one. Still green though. So, okay, so let's see what we got. We've got some pinks, so those will be in the reds. So let's try the pinks and the reds. See what we get. Definitely pink. Very pinky pink. So red and green. So let's go up here. We've got more of a greeny blue than a blue blue. Okay, so light. So light. Okay, this one. Pink. It's another pink. It's another pink. This pink. Two. And then pink and green are contrasting. What's purple? That's red and blue. Wait, there's blue up here, so I'm up to purple. I don't know. Yeah, purple's here, because I don't have much water. Definitely a purple. Remember, yellow's the contrast for that. So we're gonna go up here. That's purple. Another one. That is a pinky purple. It is very much in between. You could probably go either way. It's very close to lilac. I'm gonna do a couple more of these and then I'm gonna do the scrapbooking thing. I'm trying to get all my colors down. So we got It looks like neutral colors. Gold and silver. I'm thinking they're metallic. So silver is a gray, and gold would technically be a yellow. So let's see what we get with that. Oh no, that's a weird metallic green. It's gold, but it's more greeny gold. It's fine, we'll leave it there. It looks gold when I get it next to the gold and the white. On that paper, it did not look like that. It's very bronzy. So what's the silver? Let's look at the silver. Which I would put the silver in neutral colors. Since we're out of greens, we'll put them up here. That's a definitely gray silver. Definitely. This will be our last one. This is very odd. I'm going to say that's a bronze, and that's a pink. So let's see. Oh, over there, multi-fandom circus. Well, thank you. Do you do art? Are you an artistic person? Do you like art? Do you like to do art? You could do this yourself. The original spiral here was from Rebel Unicorn YouTube channel. You can go and look. She does shorts. She normally does TikTok as well if you're interested in it. I'm just adding to it because I got new markers and I want to see how they are. And we're making our color swatches of our markers, so I'm kind of doing both. Thanks for stopping by. In a minute, I'm going to show you how to make some scrapbooking paper that you can use from scraps. That I just was, somebody else showed me a while ago. Well, that pink is not really a pink. That is a metallic red, which is good that I put it there. That's almost like this one. Let's see how close it is. Yep, look at that. Like a rose. You could do this too. You just need markers. You don't need acrylic markers. I just happened to get some for my birthday and wanted to play around with them. I can see. I like them. I've already used them. My grandson has some. This is gonna be, so see, there's that rose bronze. It's one of my favorite colors. In fact, one of the art things I'm doing is I have an old bird cage that came with Pepper, the scarlet macabre, and we're gonna spray paint it a pink rose thing, and I'm gonna put the skeleton in it and dress the skeleton up all year round. I got pink skeleton. This is one of my favorite colors. If I had a bathroom I could do, it would be, or a kitchen, it would be these colors. It would be a bronze, a pink bronze with black probably. Roger only likes black. No other color. Okay, so we're gonna quit. We're gonna finish this another day, but now I'm gonna show you how to do some colors. Okay, you're gonna need, if you want to do this with me, you're gonna need a piece of paper. I'm gonna do it on you can do it on any kind of paper. You can do it on a cardstock. You could do it on tissue paper. Tissue paper's a little harder, but we're gonna do it on copy paper. And then you need, in this case, when I make journals, like the one I was working on, and we'll get back to my pink journal here. So this journal here, if you guys remember, you remember this one? Was made out of a book. And then I add stuff to it. But after we get to a certain spot, we still have all these right here, these pages. And I'm telling you, you will end up with tons and tons of pages if you make journals from old books, because you have to make enough room, remember I told you, for your spine to hold all the stuff you put in it. As you can see, mine's already got a bit of a bend on it because I have not removed these pages yet. I will eventually, I just haven't gotten back to it. So what we're going to do, after I move my watercolors, watercolors, I don't want to. And I'm just going to give you some ideas, because I don't know how many of you are really interested in scrapbooking, but so I have a whole bunch of different books, papers, and I'm going to start with a few here. So I have this one, which before you all go, why? No, it's an old book, you shouldn't cut it up, but I'm not going to use it, ever. I have other crochet books. I have, this one is crochet, knitting, tatting, embroidery, and index. I might keep it though. Not because I would ever use it, but because it's kind of a cool book. Long-term things. I think somebody gave it to me. Probably my mother. She's always giving me the oddest things. So maybe I'll put that one back. I didn't know it had tatting in it. Tatting is one of those I haven't tried yet. So we'll do a different one. Alright, so here is, so this is made on, I love this paper. Like rice paper. I have rice paper. We're going to do some gel on the rice paper. Okay, so we're going to take a couple of these out. You want different textures. Not necessarily different colors, because books don't always come in different colors. But I do have this one as well. This is a pamphlet. Again, not mine. Somebody gave it to me. Probably my mom. Look, it's got cars on it. And we got this. So these are from very cheap dictionaries. I got a map. I got music notes, which are always favorite. But the one I really wanted to use is this. So I got this from the thrift store, Goodwill actually, and I actually got half of the $2.99. And I thought it would be fun for scrapbooking. But at the time I bought it, which is probably about 4 years ago, and it's old itself, I was like, oh, I'm not doing those kind of things for sale. So we're gonna use a piece of this. This is New York Times, the history of World War II. And they're repeats, I think. Pretty sure they're repeats. I don't think this is the original print. I'm pretty sure it's because of the fact you have this right here. The compilation of historic and newspaper prints. And this is from Retro Graphics. So it's something they put together. I don't know when, but we're going to use this for popcorn. Now, newspapers can be hard to come by because, well, not many people are doing things. So these are the ones they took, the originals they took them from. The Americans drive 4 miles beyond the Ruhr. Our carrier aircraft slashed at Tokyo again. All right, we're going to do this. I cut those. Now, I struggle with these. You may not. I struggle with them because, again, I like chaos. You might like order, and this would be a thing that you would totally enjoy doing. I know a lot of people out there, and I'm just letting you know, who do these, make them, and then sell them. You can sell them as digital prints, or you can actually print them out and sell them as scrapbook. Again, I don't do that, but you could. Now, if you want straight tears, a ruler is going to be your best bet. No, I have one somewhere. Or a cutter. You could use a cutter too. You don't have to actually use a ruler. Or a cutter. Okay, so I have a cutter. So we'll use the cutter. Or anything with a straight edge. So you could use this. I'll show you. It would only go so far, but you could use this by going like that. Move it down. Ruler works best for it. Okay, so there's your sharp edge. There's your side edge that you want. You're going to make a couple of those out of all your different pages. Could be more than one page, like I'm going to do this one here. Now, this is not about the process. This is about the end result. But if you're going to sell it or you're making from. The whole thing is how to put them all together to create an image that would be interesting. So here's a prime example of scrapbook paper, which they did that. Do you see how these all lay pretty much, not completely, but they lay pretty much where you can read them all in bits and pieces. Now, I have seen people do this as art that goes in your, like a frame or something, not a scrapbook, in which all the different pages tell a different story. Like they tell one whole story together. I'm not that creative. I mean, I'm probably that creative. I'm just don't want to spend that amount of time. So I could use the cutter. I might still use the cutter. I'm just showing you that's a way to do it if you do not have a cutter. I have a cutter. And this is really fine paper, so it'll be really easy to cut. So it is a little long, so maybe I'll cut that out. You can do it with pictures too, and you can use the rough edges. A lot of people also highlight their edges with colors. I can do it with my pen. Not the same thing, but you can do it the way if you wanted to. I have 3 cutters, so I have a heavy duty cutter, and then I have these little light cutters. Now, the artistic part of this is how you see shapes and things is going to be the important. Otherwise, there's no. You should just do a collage, and the collage doesn't have to make any sense at all. But for scrapbooking, they tend to like to split the lines to be very line-like. Not very. They don't like the spotty collage. Sometimes, I mean, I've seen people use them, but for the most part, they like to direct. If you do the tear parts, you'll see a lot of people ink their edges. I'm not going to ink them. I'm going to do something else. I think I'm going to use this one as my set one to start and build from. So I like it. This is always, so there's another way you can do this also, and I have done it in the past as a video, in which you use pieces of scrap paper, right, to create images. Okay, so we're going to start with this one first, and we're going to make our way from there. And then you can also do all kinds of things. This one's good. You want a nice glue. Some glue works better than other glue. We've had this conversation. Now, done this. Now we gotta start thinking about how we're gonna put this together. So I might look at what's in the setting here. I might not. Put this in. Now I don't cut straight, so that's why I use cutter a lot of times. Textures can be very important when building these. Now, I've seen many different ways, and I have done some of my So you have to decide what's important in, I mean, maybe none of the words are important to you, and that's fine. And none of the words right now are important to me, but you can do like a love one for a journal where it's all about love. And you can just look through your pages for words of love. So you can buy a poetry book and do it that way as well. I have a tendency to overview my collage. I don't want this piece of paper here. This is a dictionary, by the way. Do that one quick. Do that one. Journals are cool. Journals are cool. This is a one you can do. This is a very easy journal paper to do. Anybody do it. Sorry, guys. If you're good with, especially if you're good with squares. I'm not good with spatial squares. My squares tend to be wobbly. So if you're good with squares and straight, making things straight, this is an excellent way to make your own papers. And like I said, you just pick out words and things you like. No right or wrong. And as collages are, it's an overlapping thing. You can get really close next to them if you want. They'll work too. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a color box. You can do them upside down. You don't have to read correctly. You could do times. Requirement here is not, there are no requirements. There's no set way to do this. It is just your creativity. That is it. Especially if you're colorblind, these ones are good for it. I like collages. I make a lot of collages. If I'm making journals, it's at least one masterboard collage, which is where I take a very big piece of paper and I make all things that are supposed to go in that journal. So an example would be if I was doing bees and sunflowers, that's what would be in it. There'd be all the different bees and sunflowers that I could find in paper form, and I would stick them on there in a collage, upside down all the way around. And then what you do is you cut the board up, and then you've got journal cards. So again, I use my Cricut for this? No, you would not. You could use your Cricut for it, yes. You could make a flat piece of paper like this, and a scrapbook thing like this, and create a puzzle, a sticker, whatever you want. If you, whatever, it's like an endless box of shit. Okay, so now I got another thing I want to do. That was that. I have maps I want to put in, which is kind of convenient that we're doing World War, because here's what we'll do. But I don't want to do a big piece of map, so let's do. Let's cut it. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. So really the idea here is just scrap. It's just using your scraps, that's all. Being creative with scraps. And I got tons of scraps. Being creative with scraps is very useful. Another one we can do, I have done it, but I said I can show you also, is using other scraps. Like, scrapbook paper that you've used and cut up, you can then do that into a collage. There's a lady, that's all she does, and then she puts a thing over it so it becomes very like more fabric-y like. She puts oil over it, type of oil, special oil. You can get linseed oil for, but you can use just regular baby mineral, baby oil or mineral oil. And the idea here is that the images are kind of almost something someone could see, but not really, don't really mean them to make sense. That's not the intent. So you can, as I said, you could design it with the words to match up the way you want to. A lot of times people will start scrapbooking and then they'll realize they're pretty good at this. They're pretty good at putting paper and stuff together to create something, and they'll, in the process, learn to be more creative. You ever seen those maps where they got like planes flying across? I see somebody made one of these with maps, and then they put those images in. I'm just using a little bit of each of the papers I have, so you can kind of see how you could use different papers. You wouldn't have to use all written papers or all book papers, or you could use comic books as well. I have done one with pen comic books. You can use children books. I've done that. It's just a way to use up scraps. You could paint all your stuff first, so I'll show you in just a minute. We'll do that with this. Or ink pad them. You could get ink pads. I mean, how elaborate you get, it's going to be up to you. So, no, let's use this. Because you're designing it, there is no right or wrong to this. It's interesting. You see how it says fight song? We've got, then over here they wore mail cloak, locked limb. The guard of the coast saw the coming of the earls. And then over here you have Chinese. Sometimes it works out very interesting. So all this negative space right here can be used very effectively. You also have to not be afraid to cover stuff up, because the idea is just bits and pieces. It's not really a person to read it. And it's also a way to use paper. We waste a lot of paper in the world. I don't know if I'll get to making paper this summer. Maybe. I have to have a place to put it. And I have to decide what I'm doing with it. I might make some paper for maybe one of my pictures. You want a nice strong glue that's going to hold it too. Yeah. And depending on what you're using it for, of course. But see, now I added color. I didn't add a lot of color, but I add color. So you could do that as well. There's no set way to do it. It's just figure out a way to use scraps that you have. That's all I'm doing. Using scraps out there. different fonts and things is kind of important. On me and my RC. Do you remember RC? How many people drink RC? Sambo's. Who remembers Sambo's? We used to go to Sambo's when I was a kid. That was one of my dad's favorite places to go in West Sacramento because it was one of the few that was there, and he had gone there as a teen when he was on his own buying food and stuff. Sometimes you get stuff that somebody saved you for long periods of time, and you're like, oh, what am I supposed to do with this? I make scrapbooks out. Cement glue now. I'm using this. The tacky glue is my favorite glue for paper and fabric. I've told you that. But you could use this. You could. And then I would just coat it and use it. I'm not going to do a Warhammer scrapbook. I'm going to do I have a new series that I'm going to start mixing between my animal series. I'm doing a fan art, and Warhammer will be the first one. In fact, I already have the background that I want to make. I'm making a space background on a canvas using acrylics. And I think I'm not going to use spray paint because I can't use spray paint, but I think I'm going to put acrylics in spray bottles with water. This one. It really says RC Cola and Dr. Pepper Bottling Company in Chico. I'm pretty sure they're not there anymore, and they're definitely not. Oh, don't like that one. A lot of that in this case, but yep, I already have a plan for it. I have to sit down and make it in my tablet. I'll post the beginning pictures, but it's going to be universe, not our universe. It's just going to be a image of a universe based on spray painting. When people do the spray paint galaxies, I'm going to do that. And then he got me a whole bunch of pictures. I have cards. If anybody wants some Warhammer cards, the ones I don't use, I'll show you. And if you want them to, I'll mail it to you. I'll not be charged for that. I don't know where my cards are. See through my card. That's not it. Now, I like master collages. They're my favorite thing. This is a mini one of those, but these are my favorite ones to do. So if I was gonna put a collage in Warhammer, I would make one of these first and then cut it up. I like to do more colored, though, not with all the straight lines. Now, so I have this line here, and I could come in here with this really dark pen. Okay, that's it. They're just whatever you want. Whatever you want. You can put it in. Whatever you want. You can do it. Do it, do it, do it. See? I like to use different papers that have different textures to them. You can cut it. You don't have to do squares. You could do you could do anything actually. Okay, I like this. This is a prickly pear. Again, pictures are fine. You don't have to put pictures in. You can do all paper. Six. no rules to it. It's whatever you want to do. There's no right or wrong either. I love how there's a lot of classic art things that are right or wrong. Can't do it this way because that's not right. You know who liked prickly pears, right? In Jungle Book. Now, you could also do this. You could make, there's scissors you can buy. I have them that make crazy shapes. Crazy shapes. Well, it's gonna be done in a minute. I'm gonna play a game. Set up my sewing. Then you can. So here's another thing you do. I mean, there's so many things you can do, guys, with this. Okay, once you build it, you can go over and do a watch. Fire watch weather here, 92 outside. Hope everyone's doing cool. Yeah, we're in 83. Our hot was 2 days ago, and we have fire watch for that. So having a fire watch today as well, all through northern Oregon, northeast Oregon, where it's really crispy up there. This is our fire season anyway, so we just have to be on the lookout. We have a big fire in Minnesota, right? It's Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota. I think it's on the Canadian border in Minnesota. World's on fire. Always. That would work. Let's put that last one in. I'm gonna change over. So what's gonna happen is I will be ending this stream in just a minute, and then I will be restarting my stream because my other YouTube channel gets my games. My Wild Rhyme Time gets my art, and my other one gets gets this. Wild Rhyme Time gets art. Are you staying cool over there with your 92 weather? We were 96 yesterday. It was warm. No, not yesterday. Sunday. Sunday was really warm. I thought my computer was going to have a heart attack. And then, if you're really crafty, not creative or artsy, crafty, you take all the scrap that you have left over and make new paper. I do as well. I don't need all this paper. I like this glue because it will glue stuff as hard as this, like the fake credit cards they send, to really light paper and fabric onto your thing. And as Walt said, I could take this after I was done with it, and I could cut it up in my Cricut with words. I have a project that I'm going to start on my garage thing. That's for my daughter's, it's a surprise. She doesn't know about it. That's witching hour, but it's made with fabric collage. So I'll be making that. And I'm hoping to use the Cricut to cut the fabric out to collage it onto the canvas. But we'll see. Sometimes I have ideas and they don't work out exactly the way we thought they would. Okay, so I'm gonna put my scraps here. I will work on this more. It just goes out in my garage till I decide I want to make something else with it. But I just want to show you guys how you could do it if you wanted to use up your scrap paper or paper like this that I bought with a different project in mind, and then I could use it in the project, which I might still use in other projects. Just that. The project I was using it for, I did something else instead. So, and sometimes I'll just buy paper because I'll be like, oh, I could use that. And I don't use it, like I said. That's my new goal, is to use everything I plan to use it for. I'm not buying any more paper. I have many books that I don't have to buy paper. This is, then if you, after you make it, what they did here, so I wanted to show you, what they did here is they put a color, when they printed it through the printer, they changed the colors of all these. They made them more brown sepia tone because that's kind of a vintage color. And then you can make pockets and stuff with your paper. See, here's a music note paper. And it's just these, there's no rhyme or reason to what they picked here. They just picked stuff so you could read a little bit of it, but none of it really makes a whole lot of sense to it. But then, like I said, you're just using your scrapbook. So, all right. I'm going to end this one. And then I'm coming back with, we're going to try Planet Craft. We're going to try Planet Crafter on Xbox. See how that turns out. And maybe you can rotate it or something. I made this really great, so I got a special cookbook for my, my hypertension. And today I made sweet and sour cabbage with pork chops. Delicious. Just delicious. I really like it. A little high in the calories though. Like 370 for a cup. So, and it didn't really say how much you were supposed to eat, so, but it was really good. Okay, so I will catch you all on the flip side. I'm coming back in like 5 minutes. I just have to set up the stream. So, peace. I need to make some art ending ones. Art ending ones, that's what I need.